Now I want to try to mix it up. I want to use different words to see how good you are at your vocabulary. So we're going to take a look on these. This next one says, on which interval is the function increasing at a decreasing rate? So now you have to really do some thinking here. Where is the function increasing? And you need to think about what does that mean? And then at a decreasing rate. What does that mean? I'll give you a hint. You have heard the word rate before today, probably 10 times. When do I say rate? The rate of change. This is saying you have a decreasing rate of change. Instead of doing you want to do a rock or rock? You want to do rock? Yeah, because they don't say average. You have a decreasing rock rate of change, but the function is yet increasing. I want you to think about what is true here. I'll give you a few seconds. I'll pause the video. Okay, now that I've given you some time to think, what do y'all think? 5, A, B, C, or D is what I'm wanting. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. D? I agree. It is D. All right, I'm going to circle up D here, and let's talk about why it is. Okay, one thing at a time. Let's start first with the function increasing. What does it mean about the function increasing? Going up. From F to G, do we go up? No, here the function decreases, so it is out. There it decreases, okay? How about from G to J? We are still decreasing, so that is out. How about from J to K? We're increasing, and K to P? Increasing. Both of these are increasing. So both of these are increasing. We're still both good. All right, now the last thing it says here, it's increasing at a decreasing rate. That means your rate of change is decreasing. What else could you say instead of the rate of change is decreasing? What also has to be true? The graph, if the rate of change is decreasing, that means the graph is concave down. On J to K, what is our graph here from J to K? In this window, we are concave up. So that would not be the answer. This one is concave up. So C is out, therefore D has to be the answer. Just to check it real quick, from K to P, is it concave down? Yeah, this would be concave down. So make sure you understand how that works. I got a couple more of them just to make sure you know how it works. Let's try the next one. Again, if you're watching at home, just pause the video, give yourself a chance to think about it. But then here, you're thinking on which interval is the function increasing at an increasing rate. I'm gonna pause the video. All right, count answers in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. C is correct this time. Y'all are catching on. What does it mean for the function to be increasing? What does it mean for the function to be increasing? The graph itself, the function is the graph has to be going up. So what are we doing there? Down. What are we doing here? We're still going down. Those two are out. It has to be one of these two. These two do increase. That's increasing. That's also increasing. So it's one of those two. Increasing rate. What is the same thing as rate? Rate of change. If your rate of change is increasing, what has to be true about the function? The function is concave up. Remember, the rate of change on the tables came after the function. So the function is concave up. On this interval here, from J to K, what is my function? Concave up or concave down? This is concave up, whereas on this interval, we are concave down. So therefore, the answer has to be C. Okay, I have one more for these to try. On which interval is the function decreasing at an increasing rate? I'm not going to pause it as long this time, so think quickly. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Y'all are all getting B? Okay, for the function to be decreasing, just to fill out the notes here, For the function to be decreasing, what does that mean is happening to the graph? It has to be moving downward. So the first two are moving downward, but the last two intervals are increasing up. So these would be out based off that. Those are increasing, these are decreasing. Now, what's it mean just when they say increasing rate? What is the rate the same thing as? The rate of change. If your rate of change is increasing, what does that mean about the function? The function is concave up. So on which interval? So what is true from F to G? Tell me about my concavity here. This is concave down, whereas this one is concave up. Okay, so there's another connection, more practice. Make sure you know those. I've hit those a bunch of times. Hopefully, you're realizing it's very important that you know that relationship there. All right, so that wraps up this section.